míle fáilte agus lá féile hana ditch. That means 100,000 welcomes and happy St. Patrick's Day in Gaelic. My name is Chef Diane Stopford, and this week what I'm going to do is show you how to cook up the ultimate St. Paddy's Day feast. And I'm talking real Irish food cooked by yours truly, a real Irish girl. What we have here is some beef and Guinness. That's my dad's recipe. Some colcannon, some Irish soda bread with our lovely Irish cheeses and butter, and of course all washed down with the perfect Irish coffee. Now, to tell you the truth, we don't actually eat corned beef and cabbage in Ireland. I know, shock horror, it's terrible, but it's actually an Irish-American dish. And how it originated was during the famine, when all the Irish immigrants came to the US, they wanted to make the traditional bacon and cabbage, but they could not find the Irish bacon. So they were settled near the Jewish, and they saw the brisket and the corned beef that they ate and decided that that was a good enough substitute, and they go with that. So there's that little bit of folklore out of the way. Now what I decided I'd actually make for you is something that we do eat back in Ireland, and this is beef in Guinness, plain and simple. And it's a traditional Irish beef and Guinness stew. So first things first, of course, is your beef, and this is just some stewing beef. It's slightly tougher, but it's going to have lots of flavor in it. And I'm just going to add a little bit of cayenne pepper. Not so traditional Irish, but it does go into some seasoned flour with some salt and pepper, and just toss our beef in that flour. Now the flour is just going to help thicken the stew. Get a nice heavy saucepan or pot, like a Dutch oven like this. And put some oil in your pot, and what we're going to do is brown off the beef to give it a nice bit of color and flavor. So now our oil is nice and hot. I'm going to throw in our beef. So when you're adding your beef to the pan, let it get nice and brown. Don't move it around and mess with it, or it's not going to get that nice brown crust on the outside that's going to give you all that flavor. So you see our beef is just browning up there nicely. Just make sure it's brown on both sides. And of course, the reason why we eat so many stews and potatoes and heavier dishes in Ireland is because we do have bad weather. It is freezing cold half the time, and you really need something that's going to stick to your bones and fill you up and keep you warm in the winter. So that's what this dish is perfect for. And of course, if you're going out on a night of drinking on St. Paddy's Day, this is perfect lineage for the stomach and a great hangover cure the next day. And I'm going to add in our onions. I have about 2 large onions there, a little bit of garlic, and some tomato puree or tomato paste. Just add in about a cup of water or so, and it's just going to dissolve that tomato paste in there. I'm just going to put the pot on that and let it cook away for about 3 or 4 minutes. And I'm going to add a few sprigs of thyme for flavor. It's just really simple seasonings you'll see here. There's not a lot of ingredients, nothing fancy. The Guinness. Now don't be mean with the Guinness. I was looking through some recipes and they were terrible mean with the Guinness. Putting a cup in or something. I say go for a whole can. You know, all it's going to do is evaporate out and add extra flavor, and you're going to get that lovely caramelized malty flavor of the Guinness. And actually, when you go and give blood in Dublin at the blood bank, you get a pint of Guinness after too. So I remember my friends in college when they were a little thirsty, a little hungry, would go give blood and do something good and get a pint back. Pint in and a pint back. Last thing in. Your carrots, of course, bit of color and flavor. Now, there's one more ingredient I'm just going to add to our beef and Guinness, and that's a little bit of orange peel. It may not be the most traditional ingredient going in there, but that zesty orange flavor just adds a little lightness and depth of flavor to our beef and Guinness. So that lid on, turn it down to a simmer, and leave it there for about 2.5 hours until your beef is nice and tender. Your rich sauce is thickened up. So just to finish it off for a bit of color and a little freshness, just some freshly chopped parsley. And of course you need to serve this up with nothing less but a big pot of spuds or potatoes. So enjoy, it's your beef and Guinness. Taste of home.